But what we can't deny is that Shedeur Sanders is a bad brother. This brother's something special, okay? His poise in the pocket, his athleticism, his willingness to stand in there amongst the giants and take hits, take punishment. Gotta give credit where credit is due. He only got sacked once, but he was running for his life half the damn time he was out there. But his ability to continue to make plays under duress, I believe, cements him as a surefire first-round pick and one of the top 2 quarterbacks that's going to go in next spring's NFL draft.
Did y'all see what just happened at Browns camp? Day 5 went nuclear, and now Stephen A. Smith is breathing fire like it's Game 7 of the finals, aimed directly at the Shedeur Sanders haters. It's not just smoke, it's a full-on media flamethrower. Jerseys flying off shelves, scouts sweating through their visors, and Stephen A., oh, he's about to take y'all to church with that righteous Shedeur sermon. Buckle up. This meltdown is premium-grade chaos.
Doesn't happen to a quarterback. We've never seen anything like this before. Shedeur Sanders with the watch. Shedeur Sanders with his bravado. Shedeur Sanders with this supposed arrogance or whatever. He's still bald. Brother can play. I don't know if you can legitimately pick maybe this cat Beck out of Georgia, maybe somebody like that, but I don't know if you can pick anybody else ahead of Shedeur Sanders.
Subscribe if you think Shedeur should be the starting quarterback. Day 5 of Browns camp was supposed to be another mundane exercise in sweating through polyester, pretending Deshaun Watson is still elite, and hoping the Gatorade doesn't run out before the tight ends finish stretching. But then, Shedeur Sanders happened. Again. And just like that, everything exploded. Not literally, but Stephen A. nearly combusted on national TV. The man's forehead glistened with rage, conviction, and what appeared to be the ghost of every wrong sports take ever uttered about Shedeur Sanders.
If they played better defense, they'd have had a chance against Oregon. If they played better defense, they'd have had a chance against USC. And as a result, guess what? Shedeur Sanders wouldn't be on the outside looking in at a potential Heisman Trophy award. Instead, he'd win it. But because Bo Nix outplayed him, because Caleb Williams outplayed them, because they had a defense that responded better to the challenge of an opposing offense than Colorado's defense does against opposing offenses. You have what you have. Deion Sanders is right.
Because Day 5 didn't go viral for any reason. It went viral because Shedeur dropped back like he's been doing this since birth, carved up Cleveland's defense like it was preseason leftover turkey, and stared down the haters like they owed him back taxes. And in a shocking turn of events, Stephen A. Smith, yes, the human megaphone of hot takes, decided enough was enough.
This man Shedeur Sanders had 4,000 passing yards, 37 touchdowns. Okay, this is a man that was running for his life, had to break multiple tackles just to extend the play and get the ball to somebody. Do you understand how hard that is to do to get 4,000 yards and 37 touchdowns when you running sideline to sideline almost every single drive? I don't think y'all understand. So let me just give y'all some numbers real quick. Check this out. This man Shedeur Sanders was the 4th highest quarterback when it comes to passing yards.
The cameras weren't even cooled from filming when Shedeur's clips started setting social media on fire. He wasn't just throwing spirals. He was throwing thunderbolts from the heavens, dissecting coverages like he had access to the defensive playbook, and making the entire secondary look like they were running through mashed potatoes. Coaches stood frozen. Analysts forgot how to breathe. Even rival scouts squinted in disbelief like they were watching a quarterback sent from the future to punish mediocrity.
Get this man a gold jacket. I have seen enough. I have seen enough of Shedeur Sanders to believe that he will be the greatest quarterback to ever wear a Browns uniform. Now I know that there's just not much competition there. Well, who else could it be? Johnny Manziel? I mean, let's be real. No good quarterback has ever played for the Browns in the entire franchise of the Browns. Oh, what are you going to say? Otto Graham or whatever his name was? Like, bro, he played 90 years ago. Let's just be serious. But I think Shedeur Sanders could be that guy. I think he really could. I don't know why he's not getting first team reps.
Meanwhile, Shedeur didn't blink, didn't smirk, just kept launching missiles with the mechanical precision of a NASA engineer and the swagger of a Grammy winner at a high school talent show. What was supposed to be a day of quiet reps turned into a nationally televised coronation, a spectacle, a warning, By the time the fifth clip hit Twitter, the noise had become deafening. Fans were rewinding practice tape like it was the Zapruder film, frame by frame, trying to decode how one rookie could look so polished, so unbothered, so ruthlessly efficient. And still, the doubts lingered, fueled by armchair skeptics whose biggest achievement was finishing a Madden season without rage quitting. They looked like they were clinging to rotary phones in the age of AI. Shedeur didn't just dominate practice, he commandeered it, controlled the pace, dictated the rhythm, and exposed defenders like they were wearing glass cleats. This wasn't a player trying to earn a spot. It was a franchise quarterback moonwalking into the spotlight while the rest of the league tried to act like nothing's happening.
Got a text from an ESPN Cleveland employee not named Tony Grossi. Big surprise there. That said, quote, Shedeur looked like the best quarterback in camp.
I have come to a realization.
Oh, boy.
By the time we get to September, I think Tony Grossi's wrong. I think there's a way Shedeur Sanders starts the first game.
Wow.
Now that I've seen some videos and talked to a bunch of people and multiple practices, I think Shedeur Sanders was the best quarterback out there yesterday. I think now Shedeur is putting the draft slide behind him and showing why Mel Kiper thought he was the best quarterback in this draft.
Now, we've all seen Stephen A go off before, but this wasn't your typical 8 a.m. caffeine-fueled rant about who should or shouldn't be on Mount Rushmore. This was personal. This was spiritual warfare against the anti-Shedeur coalition. Because, let's be honest, Shedeur didn't just show up at Browns camp, he arrived. While others are over there treating reps like unpaid internships, Shedeur came in like a Fortune 500 CEO doing a hostile takeover, suited, booted, and throwing dots. Meanwhile, Browns fans are having a collective identity crisis. They were promised developmental reps. Now the whispers are loud enough to blow out microphones. Is Shedeur really better than Deshaun? Let's see. One's got more lawsuits than playoff wins. The other's turning heads with nothing but a helmet, a wristband, and laser precision. And here's where it gets even more chaotic. Shedeur's excellence isn't just technical, it's theatrical. He doesn't merely execute plays, he conducts symphonies. Every dropback is a composition. Every sideline throw, a crescendo.
Shedeur Sanders, as much as the league kind of wrote him off in the draft, I still think has the potential to be one of the best quarterbacks in this draft. And if he immediately shows up and is like, okay, I'm still the most accurate quarterback in this draft, I'm still an elite processor, and by the way, a lot of the negativity in terms of taking sacks and, dithering in the pocket was an offensive line problem rather than a Shedeur Sanders problem. Like if that's obvious quickly, he could easily jump Gabriel
The guy's doing more than moving chains. He's rewriting scripts on the fly while defenders play catch-up like they just stumbled into calculus class with crayons. Even the linebackers are walking away with existential dread. Coaches watching from the booth suddenly look like they're reconsidering retirement. And those beat reporters, there's a new math happening in Cleveland, and it's being written in Sharpie, not pencil. They didn't expect the second coming of a young gunslinger to fall right into their laps during what was supposed to be a glorified summer tutorial. This isn't about flashy throws. His is about command, swagger that doesn't need approval, confidence that doesn't ask permission. Shedeur walks into the huddle like he owns a timeshare in the red zone and hands out touchdowns like party favors. He's not just outperforming expectations. He's setting them on fire and watching the ashes float while sipping electrolyte-infused greatness. While some rookies are over there still trying to memorize the playbook, he's breaking it open, reading the defense like subtitles, and improvising in real time.
And highest quarterback when it comes to completions. Okay? Completions. And this is a quarterback that had to run for his life almost every single drive. He was the second highest. This man sits at number 2 for the quarterback with the most touchdowns in that season. He was sitting at 37. I think the highest was like 39. It wasn't too far away. Okay? And keep in mind, this man had the worst offensive line. Sitting at number 2. And this last stat I'm about to give y'all is the exact reason why I feel like he was the best quarterback coming out in this draft class. Out of all the numbers I just gave y'all, this man was sacked the most in college football last year. He had 42 sacks.
What makes this all so hilarious is how completely blindsided the skeptics were. They spent months preparing critiques, breaking down college film like amateur detectives hunting for flaws. Then Shedeur walks into camp and throws a 40-yard missile with more grace than a ballet dancer wearing shoulder pads. And just like that, the needs development narrative collapsed like a house of cards during a hurricane. The Browns didn't invite a prospect. They unknowingly booked a main event. What was meant to be a quiet audition turned into a headline act. No theatrics, no interviews begging for respect, just results. Loud, undeniable, viral results. By the end of day 5, even the peanut gallery looked exhausted. The trolls lost their rhythm. The doubters misplaced their narratives. All that remained was a field, a football, and a young quarterback spinning it like the NFL was a side hustle. And somehow, that was just another Tuesday for Shedeur Sanders.
He's thinking of this more long term. He's thinking of it being more comfortable in his skin, coming out being like, hey, look, I'm gonna work on my game. I could be doing a lot of other things right now. I could be running around drag racing or doing whatever I need to do, or being in, buying clothes or something. But a couple of days before we're ready to lock and load, I think it's dope that he out there in the middle of the night in the rain, throwing the football, working on his game with the Browns helmet on, letting people know I'm out here representing for the whole city. I'm representing. I like the fact that he's energetically proud to have the Browns helmet on.
And right on cue, the Shedeur haters started crawling out like it was full moon in Haterville. You know the type? Guys who still think Tim Tebow just needed more snaps. Keyboard warriors who call him overrated between microwave beeps. Hasn't even played a real NFL snap, they yell from the safety of their foldable chairs. As if that stopped the NFL from turning every one of his throws into a viral tweet. And Stephen A? Oh, he heard them. He heard every syllable. He questioned their football IQ, their eyesight, and possibly their very existence. Because here's the thing, Shedeur isn't just throwing footballs. He's throwing expectations out the window. He's redefining what it means to be NFL ready. He's not being evaluated. He's evaluating you. You think Stephen A was just defending a player? No, this was deeper. This was a reckoning. Because how exactly is Shedeur still being doubted in 2025? The man has more poise than your average Supreme Court nominee.
Here we got it, man. Shedeur Sanders has made his way to minicamp, and for some reason I keep hearing that he's quarterback number 4. Y'all better get it together, dog, because just look at this connection, dog, and look how smooth it is, dog. Check that out, man. It's a star quarterback right there in my eyes. And I mean, there's no hate against Dylan Gabriel. I mean, just look at this. They threw it to the same wide receiver, and guess who looks better? Shedeur Sanders. Not gonna lie to you, it's no glaze, none of that. I'm just keeping it real with you, dog. They can't have these two quarterbacks going in with two veteran quarterbacks there, dog. One gonna have to go, and it ain't gonna be Shedeur. Straight up. But I see you, Dylan. But it ain't better than Shedeur, rep. I ain't gonna lie to you. But here we got it. Another rep.
At Jackson State, he turned doubters into fans. At Colorado, he made Coach Prime look like a recruiting prophet. Now, he's showing up in Cleveland, casually making the first-string defense look like extras in a Netflix documentary titled Why We Got Cooked. But haters will be haters. Some still think he's too confident, which is code for he doesn't smile while scrubbing cleats. Let's decode this. What they really mean is he has a platform, a brand, a voice. And unlike your favorite bench warmer, Shedeur knows how to use all three. He's not just selling jerseys, he's shifting narratives. He doesn't wait for ESPN approval. He is the news cycle, and that scares people. So Stephen A cracked the mic and baptized the nation in truth. He's walking into camps like he's already got stock options. And why shouldn't he? Let's talk stats. During day 5, every throw was a cinematic masterpiece. One reporter said he hit a 35-yard back shoulder dime into the wind with a blitz in his face. It wasn't a drill, it was a declaration. Receivers, they're suddenly moving with purpose, like it's Sunday. Even the water boy looked motivated. And the defensive coordinator, last seen consulting a therapist about how to stop slants.
Like, bro, what does the Browns coaches and organization have to see to put Shedeur Sanders as a starter? He's obviously the best quarterback in that room. It's not even close. Like, bro, are we being for real? Do you think a 44-year-old Joe Flacco is going to carry this team and do anything with it? No, he's not. He's not. Shedeur Sanders is your answer. He's the best on the whole team, bro. I'm telling you. And if I'm being honest, I can't even name the rest of the QBs in the quarterback room for the Browns. You know, I don't know who the rest of the quarterbacks are. I'm just saying. Like I said, this was the first day with pads, you know what I'm saying? And he did the best out of all the quarterbacks. And this is what...
Meanwhile, Cleveland management is sweating like someone just found their burner accounts. Because they know, deep down, that once the fans get a taste of Shedeur's game, there's no going back to safe, boring 9-8 football. It's the aura. You can't teach that. You can't coach that. You buy it or get left behind. Now, Stephen A may scream a lot, but he's no fool. He saw through the spin, the excuses, the he needs to earn it garbage. Because Shedeur's not asking for your acceptance. He's taking your job. He's hijacking your system. And while we're at it, let's talk about the real reason Shedeur's getting this hate. It ain't just football. It's the fact that he's media savvy, fashion forward, socially aware, and unapologetically himself. So Stephen A delivered the sermon of the century. He laid out receipts, cross-referenced footage, and unleashed the kind of rant that probably melted a few satellites. And while he was at it, he tore into Browns fans who suddenly developed Shedeur amnesia. Oh, now you want to act surprised? You knew what time it was when he showed up with 20 million views in cleats shinier than your playoff dreams.
People were saying there's no competition in this quarterback battle. Well, Shedeur said otherwise. And look at these numbers. Look at this. Just when you thought there's no competition, Shedeur is just like saying, what? Oh, there's no oh yeah, bet. Just bet. Look at this. I'm telling you. Y'all keep down Shedeur. Shedeur really that guy, bro. He really him.
And let's not forget, this is Cleveland, the same franchise that once thought Johnny Manziel was the Messiah. Suddenly you've got a QB with an actual arm and now you're allergic to excellence? Stephen A. didn't just call you out. He exercised your football demons. He let the whole nation know if Shedeur's the problem, then maybe you're the blueprint for failure. Let's be real. Shedeur Sanders didn't just win day 5. He owned it. He turned a sleepy summer camp into a full-blown quarterback debate. And the funniest part? He barely said a word. He let the throws do the talking. And those throws spoke fluent dominance. Meanwhile, NFL insiders are quietly panicking. You can almost hear the gears turning. Can we justify keeping him behind a guy we're paying $230 million? Spoiler alert, not for long. Not if day 5 becomes week 1. And here's the irony. Shedeur's biggest offense isn't arrogance. It's being right. He told y'all he was ready. He told y'all he's different. And now even the haters are watching film with the volume off, hoping no one catches them converting. Because when Shedeur throws a touchdown, it's not just a score, it's a statement.
Shedeur Sanders' road to being QB1 has begun. This is the first day of training camp to pretty much get adjusted to all the speeds of the NFL and to basically let people know where he's at when it comes to being a QB1 in the NFL. Ball placement is there. That so-called patting the ball is still there, but the quick release is very, very quick. He is giving the receivers the ball exactly where they like it so they can turn the field, get across, protect the ball, and get everything going. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Shedeur.
And while your average rookie is trying to find his locker, Shedeur's already scheduling his post-game drip reveal. He's walking into the NFL like he owns a media company. Because he does. So let's stop pretending. This ain't about camp. It's not even about the Browns. It's about the future. And the future wears number 2, throws laser beams, and goes viral before breakfast. Stephen A. saw it. The fans see it. Even the haters, deep down in their cynical little hearts, see it too. And now, after day 5, no one's pretending anymore. Shedeur Sanders is that guy. And if you can't handle that, go scream into a pillow. Stephen A.'s not taking questions.